Hello everybody and welcome back to MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, where we have just wrapped up the main campaign, we have bested Comstar, and we have secured the Star League data core for ourselves and for our friends at Interstellar Expeditions. We've also earned a mythical reputation for ourselves and attracted the eyes of some pretty powerful potential employers, namely the Federated Suns. And in this episode, we are going to go to work for them because for a little while now, we have had a priority transmission waiting for us. And Rihanna has been keeping us informed that it is not a offer that will last forever. One thing I will quickly review before going and beginning this episode in earnest is this little message here, the mercenary life. With the ancient memory core now in the hands of the people, Commander Mason's story has reached its end. However, the inner sphere continues to broil with conflict, and contracts are as plentiful as ever. You are free to continue your life as a legendary mercenary, a mythical mercenary. We are reputation 15, so we've advanced beyond this stage. I'm actually not going to accept this transmission. There's a reason why. It'll open up a whole bunch of other things. I'd rather have it stacked because we are not ready to tackle any of those just yet. Instead, we have a message from Rihanna Campbell here. Commander, Colonel Arden Sortek's long-term contract offer is not an indefinite one. If we do not act on it by the time the MRB review period expires, then we'll lose the contract and the potentially lucrative payday that comes with it. If you wish to accept it, we should consider doing it soon before the MRB's review period expires. Review it from the home screen when you have a chance. That's exactly what we're about to do now, and what we are going to be doing for the rest of this episode. So let's have a look. Arden Sortek, our friend that we took down aboard his Dragon Slayer Victor a couple years ago during Operation Galahad, has sent us another message, a call to arms, you might say. Commander, on behalf of First Prince Hansa Davian, the Federated Suns wishes to extend to you an offer, presumably, for a 2-year independent commission with the armed forces of the Federated Suns. That is the longest term contract by far that we have had. Until now has been nothing more than a single month that our employers have wanted to recruit us for, although sometimes consecutive months. Over the years, one of our regimental combat teams have suffered significant losses at the hands of the Draconis Combine, which have left the unit's veterans suffering from exhaustion and low morale. A few years ago, the AWFS sought to inject new blood into this unit, promoting up a promising young officer from the Davian Assault Guards, who has since been working at replenishing the ranks of the RCT. But with the replacement troops being fairly green and the veterans demoralized and drained, it is High Command's belief that we need an additional injection of skilled talent to give some stability to the unit while they work to rebuild their lost ranks. Should you accept this commission, you will be put under a 2-year exclusive contract under the direct command of a Marshal of the Armed Forces of the Federated Suns. You will still be entitled to your posted MRB rates, with full combat bonuses should the need arise. Contact us as soon as these terms are agreeable. If we do not hear from you by the time our contracts open up, we will need to move on to someone else. We hope to hear from you soon. We have 85 days left to accept this contract, and there's a warning, accepting this offer will cede travel and mission control to your employers for 2 years. It's always a risky thing for a mercenary to do, because they never know what kind of situation they'll be like towards the end of those 2-year period. Most mercenaries, when possible, although it rarely is to be honest, prefer to maintain control over what individual battles they participate in, and indeed the ability to travel around. It's fine for us who have our own dropship, and unofficially we have our own jump ship too, with our collaboration with Interstellar Expeditions. But like I said, for most that's not an option. 85 days remaining. I have a little bit of time left then to prepare myself for the fight ahead. Now, we left off here in HD 438297. We'd taken quite a trek out into the periphery, the deep periphery almost here, and we have just enough time, 76 days, to get back to an industrial hub on the very edge of the Draconis Combine space here. Once more, it's coming down to the wire with these priority transmissions. So I'm going to make this jump now, or I will do in just a second actually, and then we will prepare ourselves for the fight ahead. One other thing I should have done at the end of the last episode, we saw a bunch of very interesting mechs. I'm going to highlight a few here. Where is the Battlemaster? I think I flagged this one up during the mission. The 3M here doesn't enter full production until 3049. Very unusual that Comstar would have it now. Like I said, I guess they were experimenting with it, and then at some point the manufacturer of the Battlemaster caught wind and decided, you know what, that's a good idea. Now the ERPPCs, which is what I see it has one of, are more plentiful post Helm Memory Core, and indeed post the memory core that we have just distributed across the Ionosphere. They put it into production. Another one I saw was the Thunderbolt, although I didn't realize it at the time. It was not the 5S, it was the 9S. The 9SE. The E in this instance refers to the Iridani Lighthorse, who commissioned this later on. And I bring special attention to this one too, because shortly we're going to see something else that will relate to the Iridani Lighthorse. Very, very famous mercs. Arguably even more famous than us. We also saw a Stalag era Zeus, various assassins, a Stalag era one in that last mission. And the most interesting of all, though, was one that I knew was in the mission, but actually missed when I saw it on the field, and that was this one, a Hero Black Knight, the Partisan. And so I'm going to read the briefing for it just here, because as you can see it differs from the standard one. The McKinnons have been loyal supporters of House Davian since the beginning of what would become the First Succession War, and their family's Black Knight, dubbed Partisan, has been there almost every step of the way. Kieran McKinnon's mech quickly became a family heirloom. As part of the aging Stalag chassis as parts for the aging Stalag chassis become scarce, Partisan sees less activity and more unconventional repairs. While Ian McKinnon is listed as the current pilot, he's only ever seen piloting the mech at public events and serves in the field piloting a Marauder 3R. So God knows how Comstar got their hands on a Partisan here. Maybe they just copied it, because it certainly didn't have this paint scheme on the field. But they saw that loadout and thought, I guess it's got a bunch of stuff in the right arm. In the left arm, the AC and the SRMs that the standard one doesn't have. It's swapped out some medium lasers. We haven't seen a Stalag era Black Knight yet. Anyway, I think there was probably some others, but we spent enough time in this menu. Let's go and check out our mechs, because they are in urgent need of some TLC, as they say. So we are going to have a little bit of news here, but I'm going to quickly skip past it. You saw nothing. We will read that news shortly. The date was, if you're interested, September 14th. And if you are very familiar with the timeline, you will know that something has just occurred across on Terra, but we're not ready for that just yet. We are instead going to look at the sorry state of our mechs and get some repairs done. And I'm also going to repair these two here. I have not piloted a flea nor a spider at any point during the campaign, and the tonnage for the next couple missions is going to be a little bit lower than we're used to. So this feels like a good opportunity to field those now while we have a chance, because everything beyond this point is only going to get more and more challenging. One other thing I would like to do is bring our old friend the Crusader out of retirement. And everything else I don't think I will need. Certainly we've piloted everything over there at least once. So let's quickly... I don't remember you having a Davian paint scheme. Is this the right Crusader? Did I have another one? Oh, you know what? No, we did. We were working for Kurita and pretending to be a Davian force at the time. Let's have a look at what LRM-15s we've got to strap on this thing. Hopefully 2 tier 3s is fine. 2 streams are better for me. Or are they? Yeah, why not? And then SRM-6s go in the chest. I think I have some half decent ones. I don't want streams of those. 2 of these will be fine. I think it's medium lasers go in the arms. I have medium pulse lasers, tier 5s now. Pick them up at some point. Why not these 2? Oh, you know what? Why not? I thought of a reason why not. Because this thing loses its arms all the time. So let's go for something that's a little bit more plentiful. Tier 3s. And then I want to check actually, how much heat do these generate? 2.0 essentially. And the short burst ones are even less. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 short burst ones because this thing is quite heat limited. And even if I do a bit more damage, at least I'll be able to fire the SRM-6s a bit more regularly. And then finally some machine guns. We've got 2 very high tier machine guns, but you know what, again, we lose these arms on this thing all the time. Somebody pointed out the hitboxes of the arms are much larger than they appear. So even if somebody's like shooting this area here, basically the red area, it's still doing damage to the arms, even though you'd think it would be side torso. So we don't want to lose our irreplaceable tier 5s at this stage. And then last up, if I can remember where things go, I think it was machine gun and SRM in the center, and then 2 LRMs in the side torsos, like so. And there we go. And now we need to repair it as well. 42 days, so this is not going to be ready at all by the next mission, but no matter. We can repair. I need to actually do some checks here. We're going to go through them one at a time. You're not even cracked. You need some specifics. That was simple enough for you. 21 days. Thankfully, we didn't lose that AC-20 on this. We'll check that we didn't lose anything else as well. No, you're fine. The Flea is what we're going to be piloting in the next mission. And I think, yeah, that's a simple case of that. Highlander, this was brand new for us. Lost its head, as you can see. We are going to be using this again in the future, but there's a chance actually we might not be using it again in the future because we have Ronda Snord's heavy metal already. I'm fairly sure we have replacement parts for those. I'm just checking. The Stalker got trashed. This one we are actually going to need to... Yeah, okay, we no longer have enough of the SRM-6s for it, and we're missing some short burst lasers too. Let's go for a cheaper pair of SRM-6s. If I can find any that match these 2, I suppose. And we need 4 medium lasers of something that matches. I saw some tier 2s actually, and I do like the Stalker, so we'll be using it again ourselves later. That's not the end of the world by any means. Lost some firepower, but that's relatively minor. Cue that one up. You've not been internaled anywhere. This guy has, but I can be fairly confident that we'll be fine. King Crab was fine. Oh my god, Ronda Snord's one is gone. You lost a single low tier. We can make this better, I think. How many Ghost Rifles do we have presently? I think we've only got like 3 or 4 in reserve. Oh my god, how many? Here they are. So we've got 5 reserve ones. Only 1 that's a tier 2. I don't want them firing at different rates. I know I fire them only 1 at a time anyway, but again, you have it, you build it up. So it's like using the clutch and gears in a car. You just go by like your internal chronometer and your ears half the time. You're not paying attention to what the tachometer says or what the recharge rate is at the bottom right. And so when you click and it doesn't fire, it can throw you off. ERPPC, do we have a better one of those? Yes, we do. Let's use it. Why not? This is quite a machine. And a small laser, we might as well stick a better one on that. Why not? We can do that one. There we go. And repair that too. Okay, so the last one we need to do some actual effort into is this one here. We lost our tier 2 Ghost. That's a real shame. And I think we lost, wow. We lost a lot. No wonder they were focusing this guy down. I don't want to really... We've got a better Ghost thing now, and I could have had better... Let's put this on, and I think that actually gives me 2... Oh, no, it was a broken one when we took off, so it's... Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. And do I even want the best lasers on this? Potentially not if I don't have many, and I don't. So let's downgrade these just a little. Still tier 2, which is fine. And that didn't get destroyed, so you're fine on that. I didn't do repair. Yeah, I did. Okay, and then we can do a repair for everything else. 29 days. Excellent. There's a lot of work being done. Do I... Yeah, let's upgrade it. Why not? Why not? We've now reached a situation where we've got like an absurd amount of mechs in our arsenal, and it's costing us an arm and a leg to keep them supplied. Wow, okay, so Fahad has a busy couple of weeks, to put it mildly, ahead of him. Right, we've come all this way. As you can see, it's now just 9 days, and we have got a second reminder here. Commander, the Federated Sun's long-term contract review period is expiring in a month, just 9 days. If we intend to take Arden Sortek up on his 2-year employment offer, we should not wait any longer. We should look to accept it as soon as possible. We won't have any chances to get such a contract back once the offer expires, so that's exactly what we are going to do. Guys, one more thing before I get this underway. I just remembered something else I've got to do with this bloody catapult. Has been wandering around 6 tons under tonned for like the last 5 years of this game. So let's finally resolve this. I had to reload a save. I tried to put everything back to exactly how it should have been. And the same, hang on, let's repair this as well. Yeah, I tried to put the exact same tiered equipment that I had just a second ago in all these. If at any point you notice a slight difference in the future, it's because I messed it up just here. But it won't make any practical difference, I don't think. Everything else should be good to go. But you know what? I've actually remembered something else I would like to bring. This hatchetman only got 1 outing with us. It's missing, there's a great big hole where its axe should be. Let's fix that, because this is a soddy site. I wonder if we've got a better medium hatchet. Yes, we do. I think it was a tier 1 to start with. And look, I've got 7 tier 4s. I might as well take that. And then this one, I don't know, just any old medium laser. Why not? These 2. And there we go. These 2. And the AC went in the chest as well. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. What's going on now? There we go. And then these were, I think, singles. They definitely were. Okay, so we've got this as well to take into a mission. We'll probably need it. And now I can do it up at all, and we're good. At last. So now our bills are something crazy. And yeah, I think I'm good. I don't think I need to mess around with any of this. Right. For realsies this time. Here we go. Welcome to the 2nd Crucis Lancers from Marshal Jackson Davian, our friend from Operation Galahad. We fought him in the first mission, in the second half of that, and then we ran away from him at the end of the second one after killing Arden Sortek. Killing in air quotations. We disabled his mech. Thank you for answering the call, Commander. I am Marshal Jackson Davian of the Crucis Lancers 2nd Battalion. That should be 2nd Regiment, I think. Because he's a marshal, yeah, the 2nd Regiment, it should say. You might know us better as the Kestrel Lancers. Colonel Sortek has informed me that you will be serving out your contract as an independent battle mech detachment under my command. We're glad to have you aboard. We need all the help we can get. Also, it's not Colonel Sortek, it should be Marshal. I'll be honest with you, Commander. The Kestrel Lancers have seen better days. My predecessor was posted on the border with the Draconis Combine and suffered heavy losses at the hands of House Kurita's raids during the 3rd Succession War. While on paper we may still officially exist as a full battalion of the Crucis Lancers, full regiment surely, the reality is that First Prince Davian is weighing our deactivation due to our current numbers. We've been aggressively recruiting to fix this, but I need experienced soldiers to build up a reliable corps that I can count on to get the job done and train up our fresh talent. After seeing your performance up close during Galahad Wargames, I am confident that your unit is exactly what the Kestrel Lancers need at the moment. Although you have been contracted to us as a mercenary, officially you will be added to the Kestrel Lancers roster as a Special Operations Battle Mech Company under my command. We want to preserve an appearance of strength to our enemies while our rebuilding is underway. Take your time to prepare your mechs and gear, I already have, then head to your nearest jump point. The AWFS will charter a command circuit to bring you to the Crucis Lancers home base on Mira. It's going to bring us from the most northern edge of the Draconis Combine, most northern, most forward edge, all the way through hostile territory to Mira, which is in the vicinity of Chesterton, quite close to the Terran corridor in the quote-unquote northwest of the Federated Suns, if you know what I mean. Be prepared for anything, Commander. With Hansa Davian's upcoming wedding to Melissa Steiner, the AWFS has been put on high alert, and that was the news I skipped over because the wedding takes place on August 20th, and we are now in early September, but we will wait. We won't read the news just yet. We will provide you with a full briefing once you get to Mira. So in the 3028 Operation Galahad, in preparation for it, all the Crucis Lancers, all 8 regiments of them, travelled to Mira for the first time in their history. So they were formed from ex-SLDF soldiers after Kerensky's exodus. And quite frankly, considering the losses all the successor states sustained during the early succession wars, it's a miracle that all 8 are still standing. And so you can understand why it would be a great dishonor to all those people who fought as part of this unit in the past if the second Crucis Lancers, the Kestrel Lancers, were deactivated due to their sorry condition. One fun thing about Mira as well, it was raided in mid-3028 by the Northwind Highlanders, and they stumbled upon, while they were on Weld, thinking it was going to be a fairly easy target. What they did not expect to stumble onto was all 8 regiments of the Crucis Lancers, and so the command structure, Jackson Davian and his co-commanders from the other regiments, did their best to run away from the Northwind Highlanders everywhere they showed up during that raid, and only fight them with a single regiment, because supposedly, I don't think I can't quite remember the specifics of it, but certainly the fact that all 8 of them had gathered in one space was a harbinger of doom for the Capellan Confederation, let's put it that way. Anyway, 13 days to travel. Again, we're supposed to be there for, I think, something like September 24th. We're actually going to get there a little bit late. But let's set a course. Intercourse. 20th of August, so this happened just a few weeks ago for us.
Husband, in honor of our marriage, I give you a regiment of battle mechs and the means to support them in perpetuity.
My love, in honor of our marriage, I give you a vast prize. The Capellan Confederation.
Here we go, guys. It's war.
Lancers, we have been called to war. Operation Rat is a go. Our objective? To cripple the Confederation's military-industrial complex, to bloody their most fanatic battle mech regiments, and to take their territory for our own, thus securing our borders for our newfound alliance with House Steiner. To do this, all 8 of the Crucis Lancer RCTs have been called upon to take one system, the most vital planet targeted by the Federated Suns, the fortress world of Tikonov. Defended by numerous battle mech regiments, a vast network of man-made fortifications, and one of the most hardened planetary militias of the entire Inner Sphere. For over 600 years, Tikonov has stood as an indomitable bastille, repelling all who dare to challenge its gauntlet of defenses. But the planet itself is a prize like no other. A fully self-sufficient world virtually untouched by the chaos of the succession wars. Heavily industrialized with an astronomical abundance of natural ore and mineral mining that fuels a booming planetary economy and acts as the foundation for Tikonov's true prize, battle mech factories. Responsible for the manufacturing of large portions of the Capellan Confederation's heavy battle mech forces, and considered to be the lifeblood to the CCAF's war machine. Taking Tikonov and its mech factories from the Confederation will rob them of one of their military's most vital resources and add it to our own. But the defenders of Tikonov are among the most fanatical supporters of the Capellan state, many of them lifelong residents of the region. Expect them to fight with unparalleled levels of ferocity to defend their homeworld. First Prince Hans Davian has personally charged the Crucis Lancers with this mission: to break the unbreakable fortress world and claim its mech factories in the name of the Federated Suns. And as God is our witness, we will not misplace the faith that he has put into all of us. We will bend Tikonov and any other Capellan world that stands in our way to our will.
What a great cutscene that is. Gets me hyped. I think that's Jackson Davian's voice we were hearing there, although I'll need to hear his voice again in Mission to be able to confirm it. And here we are, arriving at our destination, Tikonov, a very, very famous world. In fact, it's got a great history. Like I said, we're a few days late here. I'm going to check out the news in just a second, but I want to talk more about the planet first. Tikonov, once upon a time in the early 23rd century, yes, was the planet of the of what was the proto-inner sphere at that point in time, outside of Terra itself. It was the only other world that could even hold a candle to what was going on Earth. So much so that they actually started to form their own colonies. And it was partly that which had the then Terran Alliance so fearful, because Tikonov was forging the way ahead for the future of independent worlds. Officially, they still paid homage to their countries of origin back on Earth. But Tikonov had already risen to such a position of power that they were constructing their own. Actually, were they constructing their own ships? I can't recall, but they were sending out new colonists of their own, people born and raised on Tikonov, and claiming as then unclaimed systems for a proto-Tikonov empire. And they ended up outlasting the Terran Alliance and would become the dominant power of that kind of center of the proto-inner sphere for the next century, until they were surpassed by the re-emergence of the Terran hegemony, or re-emergence of Terra as part of the Terran hegemony. And then they ended up playing second fiddle to the rising Capellan star in the Rimwood direction. Great planet, and we have come to take it. It's managed to hold off every other attacker that's gone after it over the years. Terrans, they certainly fought for it at various points, and indeed so did the Amaris Empire just prior to the First Succession War. The Federated Sons have launched 3 prior attacks to try and take Tikonov during the Second Succession War, I think it was, and certainly other raids during the Third as well. But happening a few weeks ago, I skipped over this news. August 20th, Hansa Davian weds Melissa Steiner, invades Capellan Confederation. First Prince Hansa Davian manages to outshine even his own wedding to Melissa Steiner, heir of the Leiden Commonwealth. What was arguably the most important event of the decade, it definitely was, has been downgraded to a second-place headline as Hansa Davian announced his wedding gift to his new bride. Wife, in honor of our marriage, in addition to this morsel, I give you a vast prize. Here, my love, I give you the Capellan Confederation. Reports indicate the full-scale invasion of the Capellan Confederation is already underway. Witnesses at the reception confirm that Maximilian Liao, Chancellor of the Capellan Confederation, was in attendance and did not take the news well. All 5 successor lords were in attendance on Earth, as were all the dignitaries from Comstar too. We were not invited. Unbelievable. Analysts are already predicting these events are the start of what could be a 4th succession war, and that the Fox, that's Hansa Davian, has outdone himself. We have another bit of news as well, September 25th, so this was a couple days ago, Davian's wedding invasion already being called 4th Succession War. Federated Sons forces continue to push hard into the Tikonov commonality following last month's surprise invasion announced by Hansa Davian at his own wedding on Terra. What's already being called the 4th Succession War is looking to be the largest conflict in centuries. Capellan worlds and military forces with them are falling to the invading AWFS. Long-standing large units like the Chesterton Reserves are taking heavy losses on a number of worlds as the Capellan defense strategy isn't able to reinforce against invaders striking every border planet at once. The events are already reminiscent of the failed defense of their namesake Chesterton commonality, which was lost to Davian advances in the Second Succession War. It was the opening shots of the Second Succession War. Ilsa Liao went after the Federated Sons in a huge invasion, and then she herself was killed, leaving her daughter to pick up the pieces. And of course, she immediately had to cancel all the attacks because things were thrown into such disarray by the death of the Chancellor. And then Davian seized the opportunity, seized the initiative, and went after Chesterton, and finally claimed all those worlds for good. Amidst the conflict, some reserves members are still making names for themselves, like MechWarrior Jenny Templeton. It's only been 5 weeks since the conflict started, and Templeton's catapult, Butterbee, is already adorned with 7 new kill markings. We might seek Butterbee at some point. Yeah, so that news article should be a day after our first mission here, but like I said, because we were so close to the deadline yet again, we've missed what should be the intended start date, which I think is September 24th. Again, it doesn't make any difference to us. But we have a Cantina mission while we're here. Well, there's no reason not to take at least those 2. I don't think we'll be going to the refinery systems. Why not? Why the hell not? Let's take it. And one other thing, during Operation Galahad, I've got 2 Panthers apparently. Can I cash those in? Hang on, we're not ready for that. Are my Panthers, I haven't got a Hero Panther, do I? So yeah, they're just 2 standard ones. Well, let's do that straight away, why not? Oh, do you know something I forgot to do after I reloaded the save? Put those upgrades back on the Highlander. Whatever. Damage tuning. A series of leaked documents from several weapons manufacturers allow your technicians to tune a mech's weapon systems slightly beyond spec for increased damage. Sounds good to me. Yeah, something I mentioned during Operation Galahad is that there are fixed mech markets during all the DLC priority transmissions. You will see some other random stuff thrown in there, the damage stuff, but we can take a look at that. So this is the Steiner Archer, a random assassin and catapult and centurion. This one here is just a random pull cicada. A Firestarter that is the same again. Grasshopper though, this is interesting. Jaeger mech, a random locust. This is a set Panther, quick draw. A Rifleman 4D, I don't think we've come across one of these just yet. This one's got, I think we did, because I remember saying, look, 2 large lasers and 2 PPCs, something's going to overheat for sure. I'm going to skip over that one. We've got a random herb. This one here, Warhammer, the Davian Warhammer, its tonnage doesn't add up, so I guess this uses either ferrofibrous or endosteel internals. This is a kind of a more streamlined Warhammer with its machine guns taken out and better armor. It's not a rare mech though. It does spawn, if not currently, it will do later as part of Davian forces. And also something brand new, the Wolfhound, introduced in 3028. This is, yeah, what is it? The 4th brand new mech to be introduced since this game's start. And it was designed as a Panther Hunter. Something with enough firepower, speed, and what have you to go after the what's the word I'm looking for? Eponymous? It doesn't sound right. The Panthers that the Caretans are so fond of. And it was very effective at that. I'm not going to buy one. We maybe will salvage one later on. This one, though, is a little bit different. This is the Thunderbolt 5SE, E being the Iridani Light Horse. Remember I pointed out that 9SE that the Comstar had in their arsenal. These were the ones that the Mercenaries were using as of 3028, and had been for a little while now. It is a rare mech. It's one that we are exceptionally unlikely to see unless we go up against the Iridani Light Horse on the field and we randomly have one of these spawn. So it makes it probably one of the most rare things in the whole game. And now we have a chance to buy one. Do I want to? Not particularly, but am I going to? Yes, why not? We've already said that we're opening up our rules for purchasing things that we won't see on the battlefield. Does the 5S count? Kind of. We may see it on the battlefield, and we do have a Thunderbolt already. If there's any... Yeah, is it worth it? Probably not, but we will buy it. Oh, I'm undecided now. Let's have a look at it. Where is our Thunderbolt here? It's not the loadout I'm particularly caring about, but it's just we've made it this far without buying anything. And I think I did say, you know what? We won't buy it. We haven't bought anything this whole playthrough at the mech markets. And I'm pretty sure the only things that do show up are... none of them are, you know, too special. So I'll highlight them as we go. But there's no need to break our challenge rules just for something that we've basically already got. I'll just bring it to your attention whenever something special turns up in the shops. So let's instead go and have a look at our mission. This is Tikonov Pt.1, part 1 of 3. The invasion of Tikonov has begun. Again, 3 days late because it took us a long time to get down here from the Draconis Combine. Over 300 dropships carrying all 8 regiments of the Crucis Lancers are continuing a high G burn towards the planet. Our flotilla's aerospace escort has just fought back the Knight Rider's deep space interdiction force, leaving only one more obstacle that we must clear before we can make planetfall. It's a great piece of artwork for the invasion of Tikonov, where like the space, the jump points are just like filled with jump ships and drop ships as all the Crucis Lancers pitch up at once and terrify the Capellan defenders. The Kestrel Lancers have been tasked with destroying a series of anti-dropship batteries located on Tikonov's first moon, Doria. I think that's how you say that. These batteries, combined with the remaining Knight Rider aerospace fighters, could do some serious damage to the Lancers' invasion force as they try to breach the planet's atmosphere. So it is imperative that we clear the way for our fellow Lancers. This war is just beginning, so remember your training. Watch each other's backs, and do not overcommit your forces in this opening engagement. We will still need mechs at the ready for when we make planetfall. Let's show the rest of the Crucis Lancers what the new Kestrel Lancers can do. Terrific. Less than 1 day this mission, so we've got no time for repairs. I've already got a whole bunch of stuff queued, but what we don't have at ready currently, we're not going to have ready otherwise. I wonder if we have a little bit of time actually if we arrived here on the 24th of September as intended. The 2nd Crucis Lancers has been tasked with clearing a number of anti-dropship planetary defense installations across Tikonov's first moon. This is the opening shot in what could be a very long war, so pace yourselves and do not take any unnecessary risks. Our real fight will be on the planet's surface, so don't overcommit your best pilots and equipment yet. There may be a greater need for them later. Right. Well, Davian is... we're +2 with Davian. We really should be higher, but we did spend some time working against them. But that's not the end of the world. We can max out what available sea bills and salvage we could have got. So I doubt we're getting too much of excitement from this mission. And it's very unlikely we take 2.3 million sea bills losses unless things go horrendous for us. But as you can see, 245 tons, so quite a bit lower than we're used to. Let's switch back to this guy. I have a flea somewhere. It's somewhere in this madness. I don't have a flea. It's not ready yet. Good. Good. Is the spider ready? No. So now I've got a completely separate issue where things are not done. Somewhat problematic. Well, in that case then, we're going to have to do something we haven't done for a long while and go in with just 3 mechs. We've got a problem. Let's just throw in these. So that's 5 tons under. What am I actually wanting to take? I'm trying to think what the mission ahead is like. Maybe I do need to buy that other Thunderbolt after all. I need a bunch of 60-tonners, really, and none of my mechs are quite set up as they need to be. If I want to take... the Hatchetman's not ready either. How much time is left on the works? A lot. My god. Okay. Don't panic. We'll have opportunities to use them later. Right now, we will take... This is my 85-tonner. I didn't realize that we were really on the edge of time. You need something with ballistics, and so do you. So maybe what I do... My catapult is finally ready. If I take that... no, I'm against that idea. Where's the thunderbolt? I'm going to take this, for reasons. You're going to go up to the King Crab, which is somewhere on this field. It's still being repaired, isn't it? There's so many mechs now, I can't even find anything. Okay, so that's 245 tons. You need something with ballistics. I've got an 80 tonner with ballistics somewhere. It's you. Victor has it as well, but this is a slightly better mech, which still has low tiered equipment, because I keep forgetting. Okay, this is not how I thought this first mission was going to go, but whatever, we can work with this. One other thing, guys, I just remembered as I was loading the mission there. I've come back to this menu because we are now working for the Crucis Lancers, and so I think it is only fitting that we represent our employer here. There were new camos added to each DLC, and yeah, I would like to use them where it's not going to overwrite a Hero Mech's camo scheme. So the Thunderbolt's going to get it, and the Charger 2 as well, just so we look the part on the field. And we're going to look almost indistinguishable from the Capellans. In fact, I'm curious how similar these two are. So there's Crucis, where's Liao? This is going to be the same kind of, a little bit more of a vibrant, deeper kind of emerald green there for Liao than the lighter, more kind of forest drab camo here. Anyway, I like the way that looks, so I'm happy to represent, wave the flag of the Crucis Lancers. And again, I'm not going to overwrite anything that's not able to be replaced. Let's go for realsies this time. Wow, that's a somewhat concerning noise to begin a level. That was 2 PPCs firing directly at us. We're going up against a Marauder out there. I have actually played through Kestrel Lancers before, but we are reaching the limit of the furthest I've made it into MechWarrior 5 Mercs.
Commander, for generations, Tikonov has stood as one of the Confederation's economic and manufacturing centers. Because of this, House Liao has spent generations and considerable resources turning Tikonov into one of the most fortified systems in the inner sphere.
There it is.
Which includes a network of anti-dropship orbital arrays here on Tikonov's first moon, Doria. The Kestrel Lancers have been tasked with destroying the arrays and clearing the way for the remaining Lancer regiments to make planetfall. Your strike forces assigned targets have been marked on your HUD. The remaining Kestrel Lancers will be executing similar strikes against targets of their own. Show the second what you're made of, Commander.
Got it, Davian. Let's get in there. I see we've got a wolfhound with us. We saw this in the mech market just a second ago. It's cool to actually see it on the field as well. I don't know why he stopped back there. He killed the turret and was like, yeah, that's it. Job done. I'm going home now. Oh, finally, he's woken up again. This Wolverine's been a little bit too aggressive. I would like to be a bit closer where we could support him. I would be able to if I was able to take the lighter mechs I had intended. Never mind. We've got a cicada ahead.
Contact! Battle mech! All units, hostile mechs inbound. Prepare to engage.
Nice one. He was going to suicide into me, that guy. Nice.
Shame we have to destroy these installations. Planetary defenses like these haven't been made in centuries.
Nonsense. They're all over the inner sphere, Fahad.
Taking and holding them would pull resources away from the invasion. The main objective here is to take Tikonov itself. We can't risk giving the Confederation any more time to dig into their positions on planet.
Jackson's right.
Thinking like that is the reason humanity's seen 300 years of technological regression. All because of these bloody succession wars.
Watch your tone, Tech. We have a job to do. We can argue about historical preservation later.
I like that Fahad is much more active on the comms in the DLCs than he is in the vanilla campaign, where he only pitches up to gripe about something. Usually the same thing, us causing damage to the mechs. You know, the damage that we pay him to repair. Wolverine, where are you off to? Come on. Falling behind. You're going the wrong way. To a dead end. Whatever. We'll help this wolfhound out. I can understand why Davian's annoyed though. This is a combat channel. We're in a battle right now, and Fahad's deciding, you know what, this is the right moment to have a discussion about the losses of the Succession Wars. How did you survive that? Come on. I'm getting shot in the side by a turret. Thank you, Charger, for crossing the beams.
You're coming up on one of the anti-dropship
I see it.
now, Commander.
Oh, I see worse than that.
The defenders if you feel you need to.
I feel I need
Once
to.
those guns are silenced, the militia will be stranded on this rock anyways. We have a long war ahead of us, so be sure not to take on any unnecessary risks.
Where are my guys? Not all of them are here.
Anti-dropship batteries are active.
Wolfhound is like hyper aggressive.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Target destroyed.
Okay. Looks secure. Let's move in. Oh, I take it back. There's a medium in there. These guys are just shelling the base.
New target.
There's a light out. Oh, it's an urban.
Fire on the commander's target.
Arm off. He's
Is marked for destruction.
good. We can get a kill. Been a while since we saw an herb.
Have to make do without that component.
He's gone.
New target.
Blackjack in here. He's been hunting this fire starter, I think. Not fire starter, Wolfhound. Similar kind of size. Why am I firing machine guns? I'm out of range.
Heat critical.
Should be firing that. Someone else can do the killing blow. I'm going to destroy these, and as I've explained before, best way to do so is to fire at their rotation ring there. I think that's where they store their ammo in the base. So you do bonus damage there. Yeah, ever since the DLC, I mean, these turrets that we've had firing throughout the whole game so far, they first made their appearance in this DLC, but because they were added to all missions, there's nothing special or rare about them, which I think was a mistake, because first of all, they're a huge nuisance during the missions, and a headache to hear them fire all around you. But secondly, it just kind of deprives. This one's like in the ground. There we go, that worked.
Target acquired.
That's one installation down.
Clear.
Good work.
Nice work, team.
I'm showing all targets at this facility destroyed. With you.
Oh, we've got hostiles landing outside. Let's reposition. I saw fire starter. Assassin, I think that was. I only got a glimpse of it.
Target acquired.
Yes, it was an assassin. Oh, I'm getting overrun here. We've got a fire starter. What was the other thing? I don't even know. A medium, another Vindicator, I think.
Target acquired.
Come on, get this guy. He's red torso.
Target destroyed.
This guy's exposed now as well. I don't want to be this close to a fire starter.
Target destroyed.
Target received. Engaging.
Got a
Critical.
Vindicator 1X. It's interesting to me that they kept the X model in production. The X usually indicates like an experimental or a pre-production design. Where's my King Crab during all this?
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Okay, that was a little bit silly. I shouldn't have charged in quite like that. Should have moved out of the base where I had more room. Never mind.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
King Crab, I don't even think he's seen battle yet. Right, the blue guys are going to stay here and destroy that base. What camo did they have? Did they even have the Crucis Lance's camo? I didn't pick it up on it. I've got one other base to go and kill. And my team is not coming with me. Fenstrom, I don't think you are.
Following your lead.
It's the Charger. Yep, he was stuck on a ledge. Right, this way, team. I can advance by myself. I'll be alright. Can see more guns ahead, though. I can hear more helicopters ahead as well. There it is.
Target acquired.
There's 2 of them. I'm within 800, so the mechs will be there too. Probably already were when the helicopter spawned.
Destroyed. Target destroyed.
They're down. Came down. Ooh, okay. Ooh, Centurion and a Hunchback. That's the laser Centurion. Let's wheel backwards. Draw them in. They're going to crest in front of us here. Straight into our AC-20s. What kind of Hunchback was it? I didn't get a...
Target acquired.
Who's this?
We'll get 'em.
I don't have time for you now.
Confirmed, Commander. Moving on target.
Take his leg off.
Forgive me, old base. My target got a critical shot in.
I can't see whether I'm hitting the right leg or not. Too many sparks. There it goes.
Target destroyed.
Where did those other 2 go?
Target acquired.
That's not the one I'm after. He's got LRMs, so I'm gonna... I'll do a little bit of damage from safe range. And then we'll charge his Hunchback buddy. Not actually the smartest move with the Hunchback, but... Nor is staying just over this hill where I can hit you, Centurion. If I had jump jets, I'd pop dart here. What do we got? I didn't see again. It's a 4G. So it's an autocannon one. G and H, I forget which is which. H is the heavy, I think? Or is that the Centurion? Is AH is the heavy autocannon? Just pick him off in safety here. I don't know whose lasers those were. His, but they went wide. One more should do the trick. Okay, another then.
Target destroyed.
It's an AC-20 rapid fire. Gonna do the same trick again?
Commander's target, group up.
Unnecessary damage to send my guys in, but what the hell? I think I can hit him with a large laser. Yeah, I can. In fact, I can hit him with all my lasers. He's within 400. There goes his main threat. Right, let's finish him off. There we go. Base garrison eliminated. This is explosive at my feet.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Another one down.
Destroyed.
Yeah, it's for this purpose that I took the Thunderbolt. And would have planned to have taken the Flea, because it's got machine guns too. Would have been very good. But I thought with a Flea and then a bunch of 60, 65 tonners, I should have been fine in this mission. Instead, things have conspired against me a little bit, but no matter. I would have liked to have not used just 3 pilots again at any point for the rest of this playthrough, but needs must. There would have been no other way around it, apart from taking in things that weren't repaired. Last one. I can't even see what's going on. So many explosions. Mission accomplished.
Kestrel Lancers reporting all installations destroyed.
Good work,
You are
team.
clear for approach.
We read you, Marshal Davian.
Pedroza here.
Dropships and prepare your forces for planetfall.
I think she's in charge of all Crucis Lancers.
Acknowledged. All stations, move to designated evac points on the double. We have an invasion to get to.
Good reference there. That's how Mech Commander starts. What's the name of the colonel in Mech Commander? I can't remember. It's the Davian Guards. First Davian Guards. It's the Strength of Alexander. I forget what the colonel's name is. Oh, it's not even her that says it either. It's the quote-unquote protagonist. Oh, I think it's who you're supposed to be playing as. I've seen that cutscene like 50 plus times, the intro to Mech Commander in my life, and yet, for the life of me, I can't think what his name is. Could probably quote the MechWarrior dialogue line for line.
Target acquired.
Someone go kill that. Firing medium lasers at my rated armor. How dare he? Who's this now? Get out of here.
Target destroyed.
So there's 3 missions in each planet in the start of Kestrel Lancers. So my plan is to split them up. Each planet is going to be a different episode. I'll keep the episodes a little bit short because otherwise it would be like a 6-7 hour episode to get through the whole thing. It's 12 missions total, but there's a lot of reading plus those cutscenes. So I think it's better this way, a little bit shorter.
We've got you, Commander. Mount up and prepare for a hard burn out of here.
Got it.
Marshal Davion wants us planetside with the rest of the Lancers ASAP.
Hostile spotted. Engaging.
Alright. Well done, guys. That was pretty successful, I would say. Fantastic. Another Vindicator. Woo. I'll take this. You know what? I'm not going to take that other Vindicator. Let's take some things we might get Cantina missions for. A small laser, which, I don't know. We want 10 of everything, just in case we get Cantina missions. Is there anything I'm actually going to use? A rapid fire AC2. That'd be the most pathetic. Yeah, 1.07 damage. Garbage. And I'm pretty sure, I think I maybe explained this prior, but the Cantina missions are introduced with the Heroes of the Inner Sphere DLC. And I don't think they ever updated the Cantina request for weapons and equipment to include stuff that was introduced in later DLCs. So I've certainly never seen a rapid fire asked for, and I don't think we've seen Infernos or anything. So whether it asked for mechs or not, I couldn't tell you, but I'm pretty sure we will not get asked for anything like, hot loaded and what have you. Okay, no going back now, Lancers. We've drawn first blood. Now the real war begins. Davian dogs, you may have taken Doria, but you will die before you take Tikonov, just like all the others. A very successful mission. We got 2 Vindicators already, so we don't need another one of those. The only reason I got them... Look at the damage! Wow, well done. You did almost as much as me. And I was fighting for most of it. We were only taking out those turrets when everyone else was dead. Good work, team. Ah, yes, and you're maxed out. Fantastic. I would have liked for you to be maxed at the last Comstar mission in the vanilla game, but no matter. Jackson Davian, a solid opening salvo, but this war is just getting started. Doria was manned mostly by planetary militia. While they might have been some of the toughest militia in the Inner Sphere, they still don't hold a candle to the hardened Seacav regiments that call Tikonov their home. Always assume the next fight is going to be tougher than the last, and that it will come sooner than you think. So be sure to pace yourself and your personnel out there. Yeah, the Tikonov militia is enormous. I can't even remember. I feel like this must be wrong, but I want to say it is 100 regiments strong when you count in all the conventional forces of infantry and tanks. Add to that, I think 5 battle mech regiments, or the combined might of 5 frontline battle mech regiments, were garrisoning the planet in 3025. I can't recall whether things have moved around or not by the start of the 4th Succession War. It is for sure one of the most heavily defended planets anywhere in the Inner Sphere. Even more so than the Capellan capital of Cyan, and indeed most of the other capitals, Tharkad and Atreus, too. I can't recall where the other ones rank. Our next operation is scheduled to commence in 15 days. It might only be 12 days for us, I will check. If your mechs are in need of repair, be sure to get your tech started out on them immediately. Even if they won't be ready for your next deployment, getting their repairs in the queue might be the difference between life and death in the coming months of this campaign. Always remember, Operation Rat will not be a sprint, it's going to be a marathon. so never overcommit to a single battle if it means that we'll lose the war. Good advice there from Davian. Good advice. I could... How silly would this be? I'm invading this planet right now, and I'm like, excuse me, would you mind taking on my MechWarrior here? How absurd. Yeah, okay. We could do it, and then, like, at the end of the DLC, go and pick him up in 2 years' time. It would... I mean... It would be a risk. I am looking for somewhere, you know, okay, I'm not going to do it because it's just too ridiculous, but I am looking for your feedback. I don't want to know which academies give you the best stars and traits. I want to pick something that's thematic for the pilots. So we've got Freeman, Goblin, and Shenzheng all looking for an academy somewhere. Maybe we will send one to Tikonov. Why not? We've been here. And Shenzheng, though, he is a Capellan. I was thinking we'd send him to one of the Liao places, which this won't be Liao anymore at the end of the war. I do want to hear where you guys think I should send them. Ideally, not academies on complete polar opposites of the inner sphere. But if you could think there's a cool academy out there that would be nice to have one of the traits for graduating there, then yeah, it would be cool to check out. It's still September 27th. He said the next mission's in 15 days. Is it actually? Yes, so it looks like the timetable, the whole timetable for the DLC is pushed back 3 days, depending on when you started. So because we were 3 days late getting here, because of how close we were to running out of the priority transmission timeline, everything is not... We're still going to be given the same amount of time to get things done, which is good. Let's go and check out our repairs. Well, these are going to be simple to fix. Nothing was cracked, so we can just do a repair all. And we've got nothing else to read apart from that, but we do have a cantina here. Collect one enforcer. Do I have one of those? I think I trashed it ages ago. Kill 3 Zeuses, unlikely. Do I have an enforcer? I do have an enforcer. I've had one all this time. This was the one we got from Liao ages ago for helping them in their assault. And I didn't say really nice things about it at the time, but it was unfair because it actually served us for quite a long time throughout the Free Worlds section of this game. I'm going to take this. And we're almost certain... Well, we know for a fact we're not going to the refinery systems. I don't know where the next planets are, but we're not going to be having one of these things spawn on them. Behemoth Dropship Flight Controller. Behemoth, the largest dropship in production. 100,000 tons. I was talking earlier about a Mammoth. I say earlier, a month ago. About a Mammoth dropship being 52,000 and how it would fill the entire map in MechWarrior. I'm going to take this, and the reason I'm going to take it is so I can scrap it again when we see what the next generation of Cantina missions are after one more. Okay, I think we're good. Right, here we go. Kestrel Lancers, thanks to your valiant efforts on Doria, the entirety of the Crucis Lancers were able to make planetfall with minimal casualties. Since making planetfall, we have learned that the Capellan Confederation's Strategic Military Director, Pavel Rydzik, is presently on Tikonov, leading the Capellan defenders. This bodes incredibly well for our war efforts, as capturing or eliminating Rydzik could end this war before it even starts. But we can't get ahead of ourselves. The Crucis Lancers' next objective is to take control of major population centers and, most importantly, secure Tikonov's numerous spaceports on the planet. The 6th and 8th Crucis will be assigned to take the capital of Tikograd. The 7th is dropping to secure the primary Earthworks Limited battlemech factories, while the remaining Crucis Lancers units will fan out and take other major population centers around the planet. Talking of Pavel Rydzik, he is the Strategic Military Director. That is his role within the Capellan Confederation Armed Forces. His rank is Senior Colonel because as of a attempted coup during the 2500s, I think just prior to the... or maybe it was the 2400s actually, the Liao family has outlawed all military ranks above Colonel, and all of those higher up powers within the military structure are controlled by members of the ruling family, the Liao family, specifically the Chancellor. He has greater say and input on the day-to-day running of the military than any of his other successor lords. But this shouldn't be seen as a good thing, because it means that it's a lot of micromanaging going on, and really he should be, I say he, whoever it was, he or she at the time, should be delegating to other experienced generals, of which the Capellan Confederation has none. They have found ways around it, like for example creating the rank of senior colonel and appointing a strategic military director at times. But yeah, it has hindered their war effort for sure. That coup back in the ancient history had far-reaching consequences on the CCAF in the future. The Kestrel Lancers have been assigned to take the mining town of Gizga. Giziga, maybe. Gizka, isn't that like the aliens in Knights of the Old Republic? Whatever, I'm getting off topic. Located high in the Kazan mountain range. Although it is a small township compared to other major population centers, it is an important one, as it remains close to major mineral mining operations and has an active spaceport located nearby that is used to ship refined materials off-planet. No spaceport is too minor when it comes to planetary conquest, so, despite its size, it is still heavily defended. I've talked about this in the past, but unlike how they're portrayed in the MechWarrior games, dropships of all shapes and sizes really need spaceports way more than they are shown to need them in the games. These leopards, and indeed the broadswords as well in clans, can't just hover in space. They do have jets on the bottom of them that can generate, I think, 1G of thrust, but they've not got the controls and surfaces within them and stability to be able to land in like a VTOL could. They need runways. And in some ways, that helps them because they can kind of skim low across a planet's surface and avoid detection in that manner. But it also means they can't just land anywhere. Unions, which can, and other spheroid-shaped dropships can, in theory, come down on a particular spot. But the huge weight of these things and the amount of thrust that they're generating out of their engines means that they will just tear apart the floor that they come down on, except unless they can find a rare instance where the terrain, the surface is strong enough rocky material that it won't just get blown apart and dig a trench for itself into which the dropship will fall when it touches down. So the dropships so the spaceports are far more important than they are often, than you might get that impression just playing MechWarrior normally. MWIO Intelligence estimates that the entirety of the Ariana Grenadiers has been set to garrison Giziga and its surrounding area. The Crucis Lancers Aerospace Wing plans on bombarding the Grenadiers while they are in the open, which will force them to pull back into the city itself. The Kestrel Lancers will then move on Giziga and clean out whatever Grenadier forces remain after the aerospace jocks are done with them. Our assault will commence in 2 weeks. Prepare your forces appropriately. Once upon a time, the Grenadiers would have been one of the premier units of the Capellan Confederation, but they have been trashed so many times, like completely wiped out and rebuilt over and over again over the course of the Succession Wars. I think these days, I'm not even sure they're veteran rated. They're certainly not elites. Here we go. Less than 1 day again, but we do know we have some time until the mission actually commences. Our air wing reports heavy losses for the Ariana Grenadiers. They estimate around a company's worth of survivors have fled into our objective, the city of Giziga. We are tasked with clearing them out and taking control of the city. Elements of the planetary militia are supporting the Grenadiers in system, but we anticipate that they will surrender if we eliminate the Grenadiers. Cool. So the bombing run went well. And we're going to have the same loadout again. I could have taken some airstrike support previously. I noticed that when I reloaded the save. But what was the point? The machine guns can destroy those turrets far quicker than the airstrikes can. And yeah, that's how we're going to go in. We have... Who do we want to take? You know, we've had Shenzhen for so long. Let's go back to Freeman and Goblin. We don't often see those side by side. And I'm going to take this opportunity to pilot... Of all things, you won't believe it, the flea. I was tempted to take the spider. This is 2 medium lasers. I'm going to be doing no damage with that. I'm going to take the flea, and what I'm going to do is actually trash the spider. We haven't used it once. I don't want to use it. I would have used it this mission if I'd used the flea in the last one, but we're going to run out of time otherwise. So, let's get rid of it. Saves ourselves a bit of cash in that. And I think this will be done by the time... Yeah, do you know what we should do? We should skip forwards. So the Atlas, the Night Star, and the Crusader are definitely not going to be ready. Let's advance time a little bit. Can I skip past the mission start? What would happen then? Okay, I can't go past the start of the mission. So now our arsenal is looking in much better shape. Still a few things. That Stalker's a long way off getting done. Right. Look how tiny this little guy is. Flea. It needs a paint scheme too. This is a Comstar one. The Comstar scheme. It's not listed anywhere. Right, Crucis Lancers. There we go. I think the Flea, it should work for this 250 ton mission. I need some lighter tonnage things though. I think the Thunderbolt should be ready. I could take that. You still need these skills, and you know what? I think this is probably like the best odds of you getting them. It's got a really powerful loadout for ballistics and missiles. I might swap the Hatchetman around. I was going to use it in the next mission, actually. Let's... using the Hatchetman in the next mission is kind of suicide, but I'm going to try. What do I need? Crusader's not even ready yet. So we're going to take the Catapult, and then you're going to take the Thunder, which should be fully repaired. There we go. And we're going to need to give the Catapult a proper paint scheme. And we'll swap them because they're better that way. Thunderbolt seeing some work. Let's go, where's Keter? Here we go. Cool, I think we're set up now. Yeah, this is how we're going into this second mission. This guy, look at the size difference between them. It's absurd. One final thing I need to do actually before we use this flea is check out the weapons grouping. Well, they need to be on this button. They can be on that button. And, oh, okay. Maybe that goes there then, like so. I know that seems random to you unless you know exactly what my controls are, but that's how it works, I think, best. And I'll keep them chain fired because what's the point? Right, we're ready. Let's begin. Oh wait, hang on. Has any more news come through? Yes, there have been some news. October 1st, new light mech prototype by Tharhez Industries unveiled. The Wolfhound. We saw it in the last mission. And I need to read that briefing for it. Okay, so we've got some other things we need to do here. Tharhez, that's Tharcad Hesperus, is finally ready to reveal their latest project, the prototype light mech, the Wolfhound. The Haus Steiner manufacturer was contracted by Archon Katarina Steiner, apparently, who wanted to produce a swift lightweight mech capable of surpassing and taking out Combine Jenners and Panthers. The result was the economical, light, and dependable Wolfhound. Outfitted with a full energy payload, the Laserbolt WLF-1 and its variants are effective at a variety of combat ranges. Combined with high speeds and heavy armor for its class, statistically the Wolfhound is looking to be one of the greatest light mechs ever produced by Steiner Military, which is saying something when the Commando is so lauded. But this thing is greater than even that. Prototypes were personally field tested by the Kellhounds and Wolf's Dragoons with outstanding results. That's the events of the early second book of the Warrior Trilogy Riposte, which is what we are playing out now, the invasion of the Capellan Confederation. The last half of that book, or last third of it, is all centered around that. Yeah, so they were praising the mech's performance and reliability. Wolfhound variants are already being deployed to LCAF regiments ready to defend Commonwealth borders. So while Operation Rat, the invasion of the Capellan Confederation, is underway, the Light and Commonwealth Armed Forces are launching Operation Gotterdammerung against the Draconis Combine as well. And they are doing the same thing in a Corwood direction. And furthermore, the Draconis Combine is a little bit distracted right now. We saw some news about it. They are going after Wolf's Dragoons, which have been contracted by the Federated Suns to tie up the DCMS forces on their own Corwood border. So while Davian commits all of his available forces to crushing the Capellan Confederation, who Liao is desperately asking his fellow friends in the Concord of Captain for assistance, Takashi Kurita at least is obsessed with the idea of seeking vengeance against Wolf's Dragoons. Here's the Wolfhound, debuting as a prototype design, first fielded tested by the Kellhounds and Wolf's Dragoons mercenary commands in 3028. The Leiden-made Wolfhound is regarded as one of the greatest light mechs ever produced by the Steiner military. That's saying something. It's only been in production for a couple months and it already concluded that it's one of the best. As a laser boat with plenty of armor and speed, the Wolfhound is ideal for quick strikes. And there are two others that entered service alongside it. So I think it's the 2 and the 3, but they all came in the same year. Or maybe it's the 1B, 1C, something like that, I can't recall. Okay. Let's begin for real this time. I assume, yeah, no more Cantina missions. Let's go. We will get some more Cantina ones at the end of this next level. Kill, Captain, destroy Captain Smirnov. Look how small we are in comparison to the catapult. Oh my god, look at King Crab. These aren't even our tallest mechs either. I think the Highlander and the Atlas, we wouldn't even make it up to their knee.
Each of the Crucis Lancers regiments has been assigned to take cities adjacent to regional spaceports to secure our foothold within the system, while the 6th and 8th Crucis RCT makes an advance on the capital city of Tikograd.
Okay.
We have been assigned to take and hold the mining city of Gizhiga and its small spaceport high in the Kazan mountain range. Our fighters report that they have inflicted heavy casualties against the Ariana Grenadiers defending the region, pushing them back into the city itself.
Looks like there's only 8 or 9 left.
And some planetary militia have held themselves up in the city and have refused to surrender to our forces. So we've been ordered to move against them and clear them out. Taking out all Grenadier forces should force the Tikonov militia to surrender, so Grenadier IFFs will be highlighted as primary targets on your HUD. Our best estimate is that there is roughly a company's worth of active Grenadiers in the city that we will need to clear out. So let's get to work, Lancers.
Okay. Well, they know we're here. So yeah, it looks like 8 or 9 left. Let's refresh my memory on what my loadout was. Small weapons only. And we got a Davian, a Liao Warhammer here. Sorry, I was issuing an order there, so my aim went off. Take an arm off. Take a leg off. And a second leg. This leg is the one.
Commander, it looks like that mech had some valuables on it. Go over and pick it up.
Copy, Rihanna.
If there's anything we can use.
Well, we managed to kill Smirnov there. Ares? Ares, surely.
The Ares conventions were renounced at the beginning of the First Succession War. And even if they were still ratified, the Grenadiers taking refuge in the city would still constitute a military target under the conventions. I don't like it any more than you do. Urban combat is dirty work. But in this case, the Grenadiers are forcing our hand.
Davian is just schooling Fahad every time he opens his mouth.
Their remaining forces should capitulate to us. But the Grenadiers are fanatical supporters of the Capellan state, so it's anyone's guess as to what they will do. Let's hope their compassion for their people exceeds their desire to draw out this engagement any longer.
That Shadowhawk wasn't even participating. Right, let's pick this thing up. I'm trying to remember.
good to restock on ammo.
As ammo, okay.
New target.
Panther coming in. These aren't the Grenadiers, these are just militia. Holy hell, this flea is a menace. I feel even better piloting this than I did the Firestarter earlier. The original flea, known as a trooper, was like a 15-ton ultralight. Something which comes up very rarely. These guys are just shelling that base. I'll leave them to it. They can have their fun over there. Maybe Smirnov was also the leader of the militia forces. Because he was just optional, or maybe he or she. Got another one of these giant oil refineries ahead. No, it's not. It's a city. Look at the map. Wow, check that out. I see him. Oh, it's a loader mech. I don't really want to venture into the city. What's my range like? 2 long range guys at the very least. Inside the city is where I am worse.
We're on the move.
We've made contact with the Grenadiers. They're using the inner city as cover. All Lancer forces, advance into the city and flush them out.
Here they come.
New target.
Who's first? I've got a Firestarter H here. I've got a Cicada. I'm going to let them come to me, but I've got some space out on the outskirts of the city here. Take an arm off, take a leg off. Threw a sensor, so never mind the rest. Holy hell, this flea! Yeah, make it this guy. Take his arm off. Side torso. Oh my god.
Let's keep the momentum up.
Firestarter it is. Oh, bad shots there, King Crab. He's out range. Nice punch, Shadowhawk. Right, 3 down, there's 5 left in there. What is the range on this thing? 135 max. Okay, and 200 for the machine guns, almost. If you're curious where I'm getting those numbers from, you should know by now, but weapons have a 50% greater range than their optimal range, which is what's listed at the bottom right.
Positioning on you, Commander.
I don't want to go in. Look how big everything. Look, these trees would be like below our waist in most other mechs. This is a space for a flea to fight.
Battle mech spotted.
Okay. I saw a marker, but not what it was. Here, please.
Let's go.
Here's good.
Regrouping at requested.
We'll draw them towards this plaza. This square. This parking lot. Oh, I saw it again, but I didn't get a lock again. Panther, that's not too much of a threat. He's still behind those buildings. Let my guys soften them up a bit.
Focus target has been updated.
Nice one, Thunderbolt. I heard a lot of burst fire autocannons there, but that's none of my mechs. Maybe it was these two. Okay, that's one lance down. Again, I don't want to go into the heart of it. That's where things get trickier for me. I need to be at full speed all the time to have my evasion.
Moving into formation, Commander. We are Oscar Mike.
So even little things slow me down. This is quite a complex city environment. Certainly larger than anything else we've... Oh, quick draw. Vindicator. Team, move to your positions. There was a third thing at the back. I didn't see what it was. There could be all 4 coming this way now.
We're moving. Firing on the Commander's requested target.
Don't get stuck here. Just don't get slowed down.
Target acquired.
Phoenix Hawk. How's that quick draw still alive over there, team? Oh, hello, he's found me now.
We've got your target, Commander.
New target.
Herb's here.
That mech is on our kill
It's not a
list.
Liao
You
variant,
know what to
thankfully.
do.
Grenadier forces, you have fought bravely for your cause, but the battle is lost. Surrender and no further harm.
He's
will
lost
come
his big
to
gun.
you or Gizhiga.
Do you take us for fools? You, the dogs of that coward, Hans Davion, who extended the hands of friendship and unity only to
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Vindicator, last guy.
afterwards.
Incoming missile.
No self-respecting Capellan will ever again trust the lies your Federation spews, especially the words of a Davion like you.
Duck behind this building. I can do this in the fleet, and I'm totally safe.
Finish the
Red armor, here we go.
Nice to have some extra ballistics.
Bit of ammo. Well, Vindicator, you had a chance to surrender.
Target destroyed.
Dynasty unit has gone critical.
Nice work, team. Nice work. This flea, man, I can't believe how well we made it through there. That was incredible.
Ariana Grenadier forces have been neutralized.
That was the last of that regiment.
Secure your
Actually, I
position
think the
and
Grenadiers are just a
receive
battalion.
reinforces. With any luck, the other 7 Lancer regiments meet with similar success.
Very well done, team. Very well done. Some armor across the board, but look at this flea. I maximized the performance there. I was a little bit lucky that I had some bigger brothers taking all the attention away. So only that Phoenix Hawk decided, you know what, maybe I will shoot at the flea. The others, I think they were more concerned about the AC-20s rolling towards them. Oh, that would have been nice to have. So this is the Liao variant. Also drops the machine guns, and what does it take in its place? Does the standard one have small lasers? Or are those put in instead of the machine guns? I think that's what the swap is. I could count the number of weapons. Oh, does it have it's flamers instead of machine guns on the Liao variant? All energy, as if it didn't have enough heat problems. I think heat is kind of... The flamers do generate a tiny, tiny fraction of a heat, whereas the machine guns don't, so it's probably better. I mean, you got less chance of ammo explosions, but... I know machine gun ammo is like a ticking time bomb in the tabletop, but in MechWarrior it's slightly less of a concern. Another Vindicator. A Cicada? What do I want? I want this PPC. Always want to take those. And everything else... Yeah, we can just take it what we want. The Cicada to cash it in, or the Jenna to cash it in? Apparently we've got 0 of both. I can't remember. They're both quite abundant. I feel like... I can't recall whether we... I don't think we've got either. We've got a Hero Cicada. I'm just thinking of Cantina missions. Yeah, we'll do that then. And some medium lasers we might actually end up using. Nothing else though. A random SRM2, why not? And a machine gun ammo. The odds of ever needing it are next to nothing. You know what? I'm going to swap it for that one. And drop this garbage. Because it's got some more medium lasers that way. So it's a better deal. Okay, there we go. Gizhiga, it's the spelling I think has changed. And its spaceports are ours, Lancers. Let's hope the remaining 7 Crucis Lancers RCTs were just as successful. That's a good point. It's not just 8 battle mech regiments. It's 8 RCTs. And the standard RCT is 3 armor regiments and 5 infantry ones on top of that. So how many is coming towards us there? Well, including the aerospace as well. It's averaging like 10 regiments worth of material per RCT. So probably, well, close to 80 regiments have descended on Tikonov here. Liars. How dare you claim to want peace when it's clear the only thing you want is the Confederation crushed under your boot. What's this? He dropped something. He did drop something. It was just ammo. I didn't get anything from it. This objective has failed because I think I got a random bad luck of not salvage. Whatever. It didn't make any difference. Good work, team. And you got to level up. You're maxed out. You still need to be in this one because it's going to give you the best ballistics. But look, Fenstrom's almost max as well. Our teams don't handle themselves well. Look at the damage. This flea is incredible when paired with like heavier guys to get attention. I mean, it's incredible when we're stuck at a low tonnage. Okay, we've got some cantina missions here. Collect 2 wolfhounds. Well, we're certainly not going to take that. It's only just put into production. And if we get one, we want to keep it for a while. We might have... This is not worth it. 3 tier 4 PPCs. We get an Artemis SRM6, but like we don't even use those. 6 large lasers tier 3s. I don't know if I want either of those. Let's check what our energy weapons are like. Large lasers. We could do those. We don't need that many large lasers, I don't think. And we've got some better ones, at least 3 better ones. We'd have some left over as well. And the PPCs I didn't even have enough of, so we're not taking that one. And what was the other one? The Wolfhounds. So I need to drop something that will let me do these 6 large lasers. Look how little they're paying us. What a rip-off. For a single LRM-15 tier 4, this is a good deal. I changed my mind. I want that. Okay. Well, what are we dropping? What do we not want? We've made 0 progress with harassers. The Zeuses, we're not going to kill 3 Zeuses. We're lucky if we even see 3 Zeuses. With them spawning on our side during these campaigns, missions. Abandon that. I've got a cunning plan. I'm going to accept this and then abandon it. Do you understand why? And I'm going to do the same with... Oh wait, I can just cash this one in straight away. And then take this, which I'm going to drop. And then, at the end of the next mission, I'll have fresh Cantina rewards. Good. Smart play, if I do say so myself. We're not ready for that. We need to get repairs done. There's a little bit of a... Oh, there's no negative penalties here at Tikonov. Okay, that's fine. It's giving us warnings, but we're not going to use those mechs. Oh, wait, the Jenner. Did I have a Jenner in the end? I think I maybe did. Yeah, I've got 3 Jenners. Whoops. Should have gone for the Cicada. I only remember... Which was the one? This was what's-his-face's... not Fenstrom. Freeman's mech. Whatever. Well, we've got 3 Jenners now. It was better in terms of salvage. So I'm going to take the Hatchetman in this next mission, I think. But first we need to get some repairs. And then we will read. The last part for this episode then, Marshal Jackson Davian, Kestrel Lancers, I have an important announcement. Last night, we received word that Pavel Rydzik has abandoned Tikonov. The 6th, 7th and 8th Crucis Lancers attempted to capture him, but bad weather prevented the aerospace wings from being able to pursue Rydzik's dropship as he fled the system, the coward. Across Tikonov, coordinated resistance to our invasion is beginning to break apart. Remaining CCAF units are fleeing into the wilderness, unable to get to their dropships now that we have firm control over all of Tikonov's spaceports. The capital of Tikograd is in talks with AWFS Command to negotiate terms of surrender for the city, and many of the major civilian population centers on Tikonov. We are hoping that they will help us broker a surrender with the remaining CCAF forces now trapped on Tikonov. We've captured all the spaceports, and the few dropships that they had left fled with the strategic military advisor for the Capellan Confederation, so whoever's here now is stuck here. But until that time, the trapped CCAF forces remain a threat. While our Blitzkrieg worked at disrupting their defenses and taking firm control of the system's spaceports, it also allowed for large numbers of Confederation forces to withdraw into the wilderness, where they will undoubtedly regroup en masse. Thanks to the efforts of the 7th Crucis and their liberation of the Head Earthworks Limited facilities in Tikograd, we were able to identify a hidden Earthworks mech production facility deep in the Kazan mountain range, less than 600 clicks south of our current position. Our liaison with the Ministry of Information, Intelligence and Operations believes that this will be where the CCAF guerrillas will make an attempt to regroup their forces. As the closest unit stationed near this hidden facility, Command wants the Kestrel Lancers to move against this installation and capture it before the CCAF are allowed to fortify their position and resupply. Taking this facility should cut the legs out from the remaining Confederation forces in system, so be sure to bring the biggest mechs you can muster in time for this fight. We will be moving against the facility shortly. Finish the fight strong, Lancers. Got it. Less than 1 day again. I think a little bit of time passes before it commences. We've got plenty of opportunities to get our forces repaired. CCAF forces are regrouping at a hidden Earthworks Limited production facility in the Kazan mountain range. Commanders charge the Kestrel Lancers with capturing this facility and clearing out any hostile Liao forces in the area. Be sure to use your time to prep the biggest, toughest mechs that you can field by our operation date. The CCAF forces will be treating this as their final stand. Got it. We're ready for them. Or we will be. Good. Okay, well, you know what? I wanted to take the hatchetman for this mission because we've only used it once before. We need to cut 20 tons, which we cannot do by changing these because we don't have any 55 tonners. I could have taken our 2 Wolverines again, but I didn't bother to outfit them. So instead, you're going to go back to the Charger. And that'll give us 255. Look at that thing. Mission starts in 11 days. If I wait 11 days here, I don't want to start just yet though. Because this guy has not got the right paint scheme. Where is the hatchetman? It's way down here. And what I'm going to do now... You know what? I repaired this unnecessarily because I've seen the flea now in action. It really impressed me, but now it's going in the bin because it's not worth keeping around. The hatchetman, did I... Oh, I've already trashed the Jenner. Whatever. It doesn't matter. This thing, I need to paint it. And I was actually going to give it a different paint scheme because in the Call to Arms DLC, just like every other DLC, it has its own unique variant, and this one is a very funky look. This is like a superhero here with the neon green boots and gloves and helmet. And then this weird electrical, well, storm surge pattern here. It's very unique. There's nothing else like it, an animated paint scheme. I don't know if I hate it or love it, but I'm taking it all the same. That's how we're going to look going into this mission, and we're almost certainly going to get blown apart because I don't think the hatchetman can really... cut it. It's not got a lot of armor. There we go. Look at us. Superhero Nick Mason to the rescue. I think... Oh yeah, I wanted to check news as well. There was none. So we are ready to deploy. Let's go... hang on. Did I see another mech or something? Oh yeah, it was not just that though. Right, we really are ready now. Come on, let's go. Look at this absolute goober here.
The capital of Tikograd has surrendered. Strategic Director Pavel Ridzik has fled the system, and the primary earthworks manufacturing facilities in Tikograd have fallen under our control. But the fight is not over. Davian intelligence has tracked the remaining Liao defenders to a hidden earthworks mech assembly plant and storage facility close to our forward operating base. Our mission is to finish the fight. Eliminate all Liao defenders and secure the earthworks production site. Kestrel Lancers, advance.
Okay, Davian, we're on our way.
The entire 2nd Crucis is on deck for this mission. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Support our allies and clear the field. There is no telling what we'll encounter once we reach the targeted facility.
Well, we've got tanks ahead. I'm going to pull back around this corner. I want my team to take point. I'm the weakest of us by far. I think I've got less than half the armor of some of the other guys.
Destroyed. Target acquired.
Firing on the commander's
Get in there, team.
requested target.
Oh,
Target
I looked up
destroyed.
there and just saw aircraft on approach.
Focusing the shared target.
Come on, team. Bring him down.
Target acquired.
Got another one.
It's out of my range. Come on, team. Bring him down. I need 450 is what I'm waiting for. Where? What kind of evasive maneuver was that?
Firing.
There we go.
Target destroyed.
Everyone's fine. You guys should be on point. Move up first.
On the move.
Oh, there's a tank here.
Acquired.
Engaging shared target ID.
Save my limited AC ammo if I can.
Unable, Commander. Sorry.
Something about this Charger's very upright stance as he's walking with the arms hung low, unlike, say, the other mechs that have their arms kind of held in front of them. Reminds me of one of the mechs in Mech Commander that moves in that way. I can't place it in my head which one it is. It might even be the Jaeger mech, kind of walks with its arms down. It's a very, I don't know, something is triggering in my head that I can't quite place. Good looking team here of mechs.
We're rolling to rendezvous.
We've got friendlies ahead.
Avian, we have made contact with Liao Defense
An Atlas
Training
ahead.
Base. We're
On to you.
engaging now. We've made it to the outer perimeter, encountering large amounts of static defenses.
I've identified the turret's control center, marking it on the HUD now. If there is anyone with jump capabilities, we may be able to silence those turrets all at once.
Okay.
Reforming on you.
How do I destroy that? I haven't got range to reach it from here.
Copy. We're moving, Commander.
What's my autocannon like? It's got less drop off than I thought, but this is kind of a waste of ammo.
Marshal Davion,
Oh, I take it back.
neutralize
What a
the
shot.
turrets.
I can't believe that I hit.
To approach.
I couldn't even see what I was firing at there. Oh, really, Vindicator? You want to come close to me? There we go.
Target destroyed.
What are we dealing with? Orion? Let's make that the threat.
Commander, moving on
Incoming
target.
LRMs. Oh, they had a lock on me. That's too bad. Let's get behind this rock. Ooh, there's a grasshopper over on that side as well. Well, with the turrets down, these guys... Oh, the Warhammer's already lost his arm. How come the Crucis Lancers don't have their paint scheme on? This is just wasting my AC trying to engage at this range. But I don't really want to approach. Come on, blue team, get in there.
Repositioning. Roger.
I don't know which is which.
Now.
One of my team is not here in the fight.
Target acquired.
Using this blue team as cover.
Target
We're
destroyed.
on your target, Commander.
What a shot. Missed that time though, of course. Damn it, double miss.
New target grasshopper.
Grasshopper's last left.
On shared target.
Nice of you to join us, Charger. I assume it was you at the back not participating. Miss. Where's my catapult gone? I saw him taking a lot of fire earlier. He still is. That's worrying.
Target acquired.
Let's punch this guy. Don't think I'm going to get the chance.
Marshal Davian, we have breached the facility's perimeter. IFF readings indicate additional hostiles both inside and outside the facility.
Commander
didn't work.
Mason, you will secure the interior. Do your best to preserve as much of the facility as possible. A working mech production facility is much too valuable to destroy. All remaining Lancers, fan out and secure the exterior of this facility. Make sure no Liao forces escape.
Anyone home? Someone is. What are you?
New target
Fire starter.
Let's get that thing.
Oh, there's an airborne mech outside.
Is marked for destruction.
Oh, the whole factory's coming down on our heads. Oh, I had a miss.
Target destroyed.
We're on it, Commander.
Home position, home position.
Commander, on your 6. Looking fine too, don't mind me saying.
Now, straight to the face. Hiya!
Target destroyed.
He was somewhere in that explosion. The whole facility came caving down on top of us from that fire starter. Try not to step on things. Get in there, blue team.
Here we go.
Oh, I see. They're just gonna wait for me. Okay. I'm going in then. Poof. Oh, look. Yeah, the brand new cataphracts.
Battle mechs designs in centuries.
A half dozen of them at
Yes.
least.
Between the Raven and the Cataphract, House Liao has been the only great house other than House Steiner to produce brand new mech designs since the start of the Succession Wars. Even with it being mostly cobbled together by recycling components from other mechs, it's still an impressive battle mech, which is why it is imperative that we minimize the damage to this facility.
Okay.
New target
Spider coming down.
Yeah!
Blue team, get outside. Green team is shooting down the helicopters, I think.
New target trebuchet.
Treb. That was almost a headshot there. Oh my god, the factory, no!
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Sorry,
Okay.
Commander, I can't attack it.
Give me a lock.
Requested target ID received. Engaging.
There's gonna be nothing left of this factory by the time we're through. Sneak around the outside here. That Treb is not something I want to go into by myself. Come on, blue team, catch up.
Incoming missile.
I see them. Get to cover.
Target received. Engaging.
Blue team's almost here. Warhammer still has one arm. I don't know when he lost the first one. He was already sans an arm when I saw him the first time. Maybe the turret control.
Enemy triangle spotted.
Take that one off. Oh, almost.
Commander, our mission is to capture this complex in functional condition. Check your fire in these tight quarters and eliminate any enemies you encounter ASAP.
He's not really happy because we're at 75% health. My torso is open as well.
Regrouping at requested.
Oh, whoa, the textures haven't loaded on that factory there. What's going on?
Nav point received. Let's go.
The whole base is like this. What's happening? I don't dare be the first one up here. Path is blocked.
Repositioning.
Get up. Come on. I would have loved to have had a Jaeger mech. People call them ugly, but I like them. Don't know what the Atlas is doing all the way back there. Right, charges on point then. I got your back.
Federated Suns forces. You're trespassing on Earthworks Limited private property. Withdraw from this facility immediately or face the consequences.
Aye, I am Marshal Jackson Davian of the 2nd Crucis Lancers.
Someone
In the
coming
name
out.
of First Prince Hans Davian and the Federated Sons, we are here to commandeer this facility.
Commandeer
Stand
your
down and surrender,
factory.
And no further harm will come to you or your people.
I am afraid both you and I know that this is not possible.
Target
Oh, the factory. The factory.
destroyed.
Need to make sure that this facility becomes your tomb.
Wow.
Commander, clear out the remaining enemy forces as fast as you can. They will most likely attempt to sabotage the facility.
Yeah, they
and
are.
See it fall into our hands.
That Javelin's corpse just came down on that Warhammer's head, I think. Or he got torn apart by two lots of SRM6s. Anybody else in here? An urban mech in the back. Blue team's still standing. I can hear just explosions behind me.
Relocating to nav point.
Down there, team. I don't want to be on point with my red exposed armor. Someone's coming through?
Enemy mech approaching.
He's hot.
We'll get him.
Target destroyed.
Nice one, Charger. Okay, well, the factory's down. Miss.
Target destroyed.
Thankfully, we got a Jaeger to help us with those. We've got two AC-20s with us as well. How's my... Okay, they're holding up okay. Oh, that's... Oh, for a second I thought one of our guys had gone down, but it's... There's someone floating around up there. I can hear them. Oh, let's move on before he brings down the factory.
Moving into formation, Commander.
The warrior will show himself eventually. Oh, that's hostile. I see your arm. I'm not sure what I was thinking there. Should have waited for my team. Oh my god, there goes more of the factory.
Substantial damage has been inflicted to the mech production lines, Commander. We need to clear this site ASAP before this facility becomes unusable.
Miss.
Enemy reactor breach detected.
I don't know where the warrior went to.
This production line seems to have automated mech repair bays handy.
Great.
Make use of them while you can, Commander. No telling what we will face deeper into this facility.
Let's heal ourselves then. I don't think it's possible to issue repair commands to your team like you can in clans. This thing isn't even fully healed. You're the one who needs it least. How many have we got? Oh, enough for a whole lance. Okay.
System offline.
I can't swap mechs while it's doing this. Catapult needs it.
System offline.
Good. You're fully repaired. I'm almost tempted to... whatever. We'll survive as the Hedgeman. We'll just be careful how we play.
System offline.
Contact, battle mech.
Okay, they're here.
Target. New target.
No, 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 no. We're not ready for this.
New target. Locust.
Energy Locust.
Target acquired.
It's a standard one. We're not ready for this. Use this to cover my rear here. He's disappeared back into the factory.
Target destroyed.
Charger just stepped on him there and he died. 3 locusts just died. Oh, I took it back. One of them's still alive. Oh, this is a blackjack. Where the hell did he come from? Jägermech slightly in my way.
Target destroyed.
What the hell happened there? We took too long repairing. See a lot of explosives down here. If this was Mech Commander, I would be very concerned. This is where you get drawn into a trap and the AI fires at all these and you get blown to bits.
Oscar Mike.
I don't want to be on points here. We've already got an orange torso again.
We're moving.
Pale orange, but still.
Moving
How much of blue team is left? The Jaeger is still up, so's the Atlas. And they look... They've seen better days, but they are going to survive, I think. Somebody just stepped on something explosive. Oh my god. What are you playing at?
Oscar Mike.
This is a good ambush spot for them. Good ambush spot for a hatchetman too, though.
Relocating to requested.
I'll take the left path.
We're Oscar Mike.
Blue team's on me. We're almost at the end now.
Civilians, you're all that is left. Kill these veterans.
I'm reading multiple mech reactor activations in your vicinity, Commander. Watch yourself.
Get ready. We know there's cataphracts in here. And there's a handful up ahead, I remember. Warriors are taking care of themselves. Thank you, Warriors. Excellent job there to those pilots. Oh. These are explosive.
You should have left when you had the chance, Bedret. Tikonov may yet fall, but you will not live
Jump
to see
jet
it.
fuel low. Target
There's a Jenna coming towards us. We hold our position here. Oh, cataphract.
We're on it.
Let's
sir.
get this Jenna first.
Enemy mech
We've got 2 cataphracts here. Make it this one first.
Commander. Constable is nothing but a selfish warmonger. He used his wedding to
new target.
Let's get this ECM one ourselves while the team is getting the others.
Then you paid us as the villain. What did the people of the Confederation ever do to deserve this?
Oh my god.
Tango destroyed.
Target destroyed.
Jesus. That
My security forces have been depleted. On behalf of Earthworks Limited, I formally surrender myself and all my staff into your custody.
got very dicey at the end there.
Forces, I order you to stand down. Your lives are not worth this fight.
On behalf of the Federated Sons, I accept your surrender. All Crucis Lancer forces, stand down. Mission accomplished. Tikonov is ours.
Okay. Yeah, there's 2 cataphracts ambushed us at the end, and then I did not expect to get drawn into a melee fight with them. Whatever, we all survived. Fenstrom took some rear armor hits. I saw that there was 2 different cataphracts there, the 0X and 1X. Both of them are the kind of pre-production variants. And the 0 has a it has the EW suite on board. That new electronic... and Speaker and the Devil, here they are. It has one of each. Let's take one of each. In fact, let's take loads because we might have to get them at some point. I don't think we have a shortage of locusts. So let's take... I don't think we've got a shortage of spiders either, do we? Let's have a look at what other salvage we might get. Nothing exciting. I'll take this just in case we need it. I'm just thinking of Cantina missions again. And then I can take another locust and get a small laser and medium laser out of it. The factory is ours, and with it, the Federation's mech forces will become unstoppable for God and for Davian. Those two are on an even level, God and Davian. This was our home, and it was beautiful, and you took it away for what? So House Davian can live happily, pressing his boot on the necks of the Capellan people? Well, I feel pretty good about taking that factory complex for Davian. Yeah, well, the Hatchetman, you know what? It survived a level, and I didn't think it was going to at one point. It did decent damage, but I would have been doing more damage and pretty much anything else, including our reward for that mission, the 1X Cataphract. Excellent. Mission accomplished, Lancers. Tikonov is officially ours. Crucis Lancer Command has accepted the surrender of Tikograd and the major population centers around the planet. While pockets of resistance still exist, they currently do not possess the numbers or the coordination to be considered a major threat. The 8th Crucis will be indefinitely posted on assignment here to The 8th Crucis will indefinitely be posted on assignment here to administer the transfer of power to the Federated Suns. From there, they will be tasked with tracking down the remaining resistance fighters and securing a permanent hold on the entire Tikonov system. As for the rest of the Crucis Lancers, all MechWarriors and combat personnel have been granted a month's worth of leave for R&R. Our all command and technician personnel will remain focused on repairs and refitting our equipment for our next assignment. In a month's time, the Crucis Lancers will be breaking apart into individual regiments for the next phase of Operation Rat. Commander, while the enlisted personnel are on leave, I'll need you to prepare your company for our next target. Be sure to use this month to retool any battlefield salvage, upgrade weapons, and prep your forces in anticipation for our next fight. With the Crucis Lancers dividing up to invade multiple targets, prepare your forces to shoulder heavier direct combat operations, but don't neglect speed and utility, as we'll need to remain flexible and may have a need for high mobility operations, depending on what's thrown at us. One final item. The liberation of the Earthworks mech factories in Tikograd and Kazan have yielded a large surplus of near-complete mechs. Our techs were able to complete the construction of a number of cataphracts that were on the verge of being operational when we conquered the facilities. These mechs will be distributed to all Crucis Lancer battalions to replenish our forces lost in this campaign. Commander, your unit will be gifted a fresh cataphract as a combat bonus for the liberation of the Kazan facility. You are free to use it as you see fit. It's a 70-tonner, so we will be getting use out of it. Once we ship out, we will brief the battalion on our next objective. For now, get some rest while you can. Be sure to collect any company provisions from the market while we are still together, and take this opportunity to perform any repairs and refits to your mechs and equipment before we deploy for our next assignment. We've got another ERPPC as well. Not bad. Alright guys, then that wraps up the Tikonov phase of this DLC. I have a couple other things to check before we go anywhere else. When did we see a Raven? When was one of those? Apparently there was a Raven at the end of that level or something. And we saw a new Warhammer. Oh, was that the Warhammer on the field? I was pointing one of those out in the mech markets with the advanced armor on it. And that must have been the one that was coming along with us in that final mission. But I'm confused. I didn't spot a Raven anywhere. Maybe that was... Apparently it's popped up at the same time as the cataphracts. Where was it? We read about this Raven at some point in the news a couple of times. It's a really sleek, streamlined design in the MechWarrior games. I really love the way it looks. But it doesn't have the same kind of... profile that the original Raven has, which was much more, I don't know, curvaceous even. Yeah, but I mean, both look great, but there's a definite, I don't know, they almost feel like they could be two different mechs altogether. The Raven's more of a kind of a snub-nosed beak in the original artwork. But I mean, this looks great too, and as does the new CGL design. I like all its various iterations. Originally prototyped in 3024, the Raven is the result of a Capellan research and development program. The Raven was a bold attempt to recreate the sophisticated electronic warfare technology of the long-lost Starleague era, and a somewhat unsuccessful, well, you know what, they did recreate something. Though a technical success, the prototypes met with mixed results, and many were subsequently refit with more weapons instead of the expensive electronic suites, giving it a surprising amount of firepower for a light mech. You can see how this one here with the EW countermeasures and the active probe doesn't have much space left for weaponry, just 2 medium lasers and an SRM-6, not a lot for a 35 tonner. We also saw... We've seen a whole bunch of Warhammers now. We had an L in that previous mission, and now a D in this one. Slowly filling it out. I don't know whether this is a later era one or not. What's left? S maybe? 6S? 6M? No, the M would be above here, wouldn't it? Okay, and then we, of course, just got rewarded with Cataphract. Here we go, the 0X that has the EW gear on board, and the 1X. I would have, though the 1X is a better mech in every way because that EW gear doesn't really compare to the Starleague era Beagle Active Probe and Guardian ECM. I think just for the novelty factor and having a new kind of gameplay element to manage, I would have rather had a 0X at this point in time. But as the numbers and letter suggest, this was not something that ever saw much production. The Capellan Confederation found itself desperately short of heavy and assault battle mechs during the final years of the Third Succession War. The Cataphract was born directly from that need. Pride quickly turned to embarrassment as the sole Cataphract production facility was lost to Davian forces. Only a few years after it became operational in 3025, we've just played this out, and shortly thereafter, the Cataphract could be found among the ranks of enemy garrison units. This is one of the strange anomalies about the Cataphract is it's an iconic Liao Capellan design, except it didn't even serve in their military for most of its history. Or well, that's not exactly true. It is still in use by the Capellans, but it is... with the main factories being taken over by Davian, they didn't retool those factories. They were set up to produce a brand new mech, of which there were a lot of parts lying around. So hey, let's just put this Cataphract into production here. And you can see that both Davian and Liao make use of the Cataphract. It's uncommon in their forces because it's a brand new design, but still, it used in number. At first glance, the Cataphract seems to be an attempt to make a heavy battle mech as versatile as possible, given its mix of weaponry and abundance of armor. You can see it's like a slapdash, various different parts here. It's kind of a Marauder-like appearance to this right arm on it. What the other components are, I couldn't tell you, but I think some of the artwork I've seen more closely resembles bits and pieces from other iconic mechs that Liao had lying around. Right. We're moving onwards, and I happen to know the tonnage is going up a little bit in the next mission, so we can retire the Hatchetman. You know what? We've done 2 missions with it now, and we can also throw that in a bin. How many of those do we have in the end? 3. Too many. So for the next missions, we're going to need to use our 65 tonners. Let's do a Repero for starters. We can do the Cataphract up here, and the Crusader up here. I guess I'm obligated to use the Cataphract at least once, aren't I? That's a shame. I would have preferred you. None of these... The Crusader doesn't have any weapons on it. Oh, it's because it's being worked on. Don't panic. Okay, and we're going to need to apply some paint schemes on you guys too ahead of the next episode. This is how they should look. Good stuff. Okay. Now we look the part. We look the business. We've got 20 mechs in our arsenal. It's an absurd amount. But after this DLC is over, we can drop some of the lighter tonnage ones. Good work, I think. Is everyone's upgrades done? Do I want them to be done is really the question. Who's not got them? You won't. I've got time to upgrade these things. Is it worth the cost? What is the cost? 1 million. No. But why not? Let's just wreck whoever we're going up against. We've got time. I think the next one is in now, 0 days. Okay, but it's going to take us time to get there, it said already. So, I will upgrade you too. And I could probably do some missile upgrades, but no, that's really just not worth it. I would have loved to have had more use out of the Crusader. Maybe I'll try and make use of it. Not in the next mission where we'll be using the Cataphracts, but in one that comes after. Because it's one of my favorites. Right, I think we're finished. The music has given up. It's telling us it's time to call it a day. We do want to check these, though. Do I want to do this? 6. We're going to get more Stalkers than Zeus's, so we can maybe get that. We're not going to see a Dervish. 6 tier 3 autocannons. I don't even own that many, I don't think. I own 7 tier 4s, but only one of those. Okay, so no. But we can get the Stalkers instead of these, because we never intended to collect those PPCs. Right, okay. For realsies this time, we will head off. Yep. Okay then. Tikonov surrenders. Marshal Jackson Davian. Mission accomplished, Lancers. Tikonov is officially ours. Crucis Lancer Command has accepted the surrender of Tikograd and the major population centers around the planet. While pockets of resistance still exist, they currently do not possess the numbers or the coordination to be considered a major threat. The 8th Crucis will be indefinitely posted on assignment here to administer the transfer of power to the Federated Suns. From there, they will be tasked with tracking down the remaining resistance fighters and securing a permanent hold on the entire Tikonov system. As for the rest of the Crucis Lancers, all MechWarriors and combat personnel are granted a month's worth of leave for R&R. We've already read this. All command and technicians personnel will remain focused on repairs and refitting our equipment for our next assignment. In a month's time, the Crucis Lancers will be breaking apart into individual regiments for the next phase of the Operation Rat. Once we ship out, we will brief the battalion on our next objective. For now, get some rest while you can. Be sure to collect any company provisions from the markets while we are still together, and take this opportunity to perform any repairs and refit your mechs and equipment before we deploy to our next assignment. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I will see you again next time.